Let's now tell you more about the 10/11 bomber, Dr. Umar's 1 minute and 40-second long video where he says that suicide bombing is a misunderstood concept. In the next few minutes, we will decode the 80-second long video and what it means, when it was shot and where this video was shot of the prime accused, Dr. Umar. Now, in this video, as you can see, the video was rather made in building number 17, apparently inside the Al-Falah University, recorded at the upper floor room at the Al-Falah University. It is, like we told you, building number 17, room number 13, where all these terror doctors met. Now, if you talk about Dr. Umar's body language, he perhaps while recording the video, he keeps on looking down. He does not make any eye contact, and he also, at some point of time, sniffs. So this is perhaps the explanation of Dr. Umar's body language. Let's tell you more about the 80-second long video in which Dr. Umar has clearly rather backed suicide and says that suicide is almost like martyrdom. More in our next report. Take a look.
One of the very misunderstood concept is concept of what has been labeled as suicide bombing.
It is the most shattering 1 minute 41 seconds of video to emerge so far in the 10/11 Delhi blast case. NDTV has accessed an undated video of Dr. Umar-un-Nabi, the 10/11 suicide bomber who triggered the explosion near the Red Fort in the capital. In this video, Dr. Umar is seen wearing a dark grey t-shirt, seated in a room with minimal furniture. A black shirt hangs behind him as he sits in front of a steel almirah. He speaks directly to the camera with shifty eyes, sometimes looking at the floor.
It is being known in Islam. There are multiple contraindications, but there are multiple arguments that have been brought against it.
Sources tell NDTV the video was likely recorded inside the Al-Falah University campus in Faridabad. Dr. Umar and Dr. Muzammil stayed in building number 17, and investigators believe this video was shot in a room on the upper floor of that building. It is also likely the recording was done before the arrests of Muzammil and Shaheen, both doctors at Al-Falah University and now accused of being part of the Jaish-linked terror module. NDTV Bureau Report.
News again on the 10/11 bomb blast. New image of drone bomb maker Jasir. His full name is Jasir Bilal. He is also known as Danish. Now his new image has been accessed, and that's the image of another accused who has now been produced in the Patiala House Court. The accused in the Delhi's Red Fort car bomb blast case, Jasir. That's the image of the accused there. He is right now in a 10-day NIA custody. For more on this, my colleague Pradeep is now joining me live. Pradeep, we've just broken. That's the image of the second accused that the NIA has nabbed, Jasir, who is right now in 10-day NIA custody. What more can you tell us about him right now? We do know that he rather helped Dr. Umar in drone bomb making.
So if we talk about Jasir Ahmed Wani, alias Danish, he's said to be close aide of Umar-un-Nabi, suicide bomber who triggered IED explosion, the car IED explosion, because of which 15 people lost their lives and about 30 were injured. Because if we talk about this Red Fort blast, you will find that there are footprints of Jaish-e-Mohammed, but then you will find a strategy similar to that of Hamas, because this man was providing a technical support. When we talk about technical support, because NIA has also been able to seize one of the drone. So what he was trying to do, he was trying to fabricate drones, he was trying to weaponize those drones and use them in crowded areas so that they can inflict maximum casualty. Not only that, they were also making rudimentary rockets so that they can target several security installations, because it was a well-planned strategy. We have seen that how Hamas had been doing replicating a similar kind of a strategy in different areas, whether it was Gaza trying to target Israel or trying to target other places in Israel. So they had been using this strategy. So this man was more dangerous. So he was the one who was providing providing technical support. See, look at their strategy. It was not only that they were going for multiple bombing, they were not using the car-borne IEDs, but they're also planning to use rudimentary rockets. They were also planning to use drones. And so this is a very dangerous thing, because if we talk about asymmetric warfare, in asymmetric warfare we have seen that how there has been the dynamic that changed when you are using the drone, and you can inflict maximum casualty with nobody getting an idea what really is happening, because that would have led to panic. At the end of the day, the basic idea was they had chosen those places where the population was Hindu because they wanted to create that kind of a communal divide. They wanted to widen fault line between two communities. They wanted that they can create a situation that India get destabilized and it will get difficult for the government to control the situation. So it was a well-planned strategy. But what is more important is that people like Dr. Nabi, Umar-un-Nabi, Dr. Adil, Dr. Muzammil. So they are toppers, and they get inclined to that ideology and finally get radicalized to an extent that they forget their professional duty, and rather they move on the track where they are ready to inflict casualty and take many more lives, something which the doctor is not supposed to do. And here in this case, Jasir Bhai is right now in NIA custody for 10 more days. He will be interrogated and questioned. Let's see much more will come out during that process.
Right, and he was just produced at the Patiala House Court today. And that's the image, viewers, of the second suspect who has been arrested by the NIA. His name is Jasir, also known as Danish, and he provided technical support to Dr. Umar. We'll, of course, be tracking this very closely. All right, the NIA has made a major breakthrough in the Red Fort area car bomb blast case. Moments ago, we showed you that image of the second accused who's now been arrested, Jasir, who's a drone bomb maker. The agency has arrested him. After it emerged that Jasir is a close associate of Dr. Umar-un-Nabi. He is the man behind the attack that killed 15 people on the 10th of November. Jasir Bilal Wani, that's his full name, but he's also known as Danish, is a resident of Anantnag. He was picked up by an NIA team from Srinagar. According to investigators, Jasir wasn't just a helper. He wasn't just helping Dr. Umar, he was the tech, he was the brain of the module. The NIA says he provided critical, important technical support to Dr. Umar, modifying drones and even attempting to make small rockets, allegedly to be used in future terror attacks. Not just that, what's even more alarming, sources say the module was working on Hamas-style drone weaponization, similar to what has been seen in Gaza, Syria, and even Afghanistan. The plan was to attach small bombs with cameras and batteries to drones and then fly them into crowded areas and security installations. More about this in our next report.
The National Investigation Agency has made a major breakthrough in the Red Fort area car bomb blast case. The agency has arrested another key associate of the main bomber, Umar-un-Nabi, the man behind the attack that killed 15 people. The arrested accused has been identified as Jasir Bilal Wani, also known as Danish, a resident of Kazigund in Anantnag. He was picked up by an NIA team from Srinagar. According to investigators, Jasir wasn't just a helper. He was the tech brain of the module. The NIA says he provided critical technical support, modifying drones, and even attempting to make small rockets, allegedly to be used in future terror attacks. What's even more alarming, sources say the module was working on Hamas-style drone weaponization, similar to what has been seen in Gaza, Syria, and Afghanistan. The plan was to attach small bombs with cameras and batteries to drones and fly them into crowded areas and security installations. The NIA is now pursuing multiple leads across states to identify every member of this high-tech terror network. At the center of it is Dr. Umar-un-Nabi, a faculty and doctor at Al-Falah University in Faridabad.
It has been labeled as suicide bombing. It is martyrdom operations.
He's the suicide bomber who drove the I-20 car that exploded near the Red Fort. And Amir Rashid Ali, arrested by the NIA, is the owner of I-20 that Umar drove and detonated. He provided logistical support and allegedly procured the explosives. NDTV Bureau Report.
All right, and for more on this, my colleague Akil is now joining me live from the Patiala House Court. Akil, just moments ago, we broke that image of Jasir, also known as Danish. He was produced at the Patiala House Court today. Get us the latest on that, and also perhaps talk to us more about the larger nexus that is unfolding 8 days after the bomb blast here, with the NIA also arresting Amir, and now the second suspect, Jasir, also known as Danish.
Well, Rahisha, if you see right now, we have access a fresh still image of Danish. And Danish was a person who was basically aiding this entire terror module. And if you see what we have seen earlier, that back on November 16th, there was a first breakthrough which was made by the Center Counter-Terrorism Agency, which is the NIA, in which they have arrested the person who has basically provided the logistical support, the procurement support, because at that point in time, this very person who has been identified as Amir Ali was the person who basically went to several places, including Noor region, Mawat region. From there, they have basically procured fertilizers, which was basically used in that Delhi blast case. So he was the first one who was arrested by the NIA team on 16th of November. And then what we have seen that NIA has basically produced him before the Patiala House Court, in which what we have seen that he was granted 10 days of police custody. So right now the NIA team is interrogating that very person. And if you see right now what has happened, that in a second arrest, which was another breakthrough by the NIA team, in which what we have seen that Danish was also arrested. Danish was the person who was providing technical assistance, because he was a very tech-savvy kind of person. So Danish was giving all the information and other details, key details to Umar on the part of how they are going to conduct this operation. So if you see on both sides, the logistical person who was basically giving him the logistical details, Amir, was already arrested, and then now we are seeing that Danish has also been apprehended. So the two key conspirators of this entire case have been apprehended by the NIA team right now, and both of them have been granted 10 days of police custody. Second part of your question, Raisha, if you see in this very investigation, what we have been seeing that not only from the national capital region, across several states, because this entire module was an interstate module, in which what we have seen that the UP police has been also basically looking into several aspects of this investigation. Haryana police, especially the Faridabad crime branch police team, was also investigating this angle. And in this case, what we have also seen that Delhi police special cell was also investigating. So if you see, Delhi police special cell has also filed one FIR in connection with the case regarding the criminal conspiracy case. Also on that angle, right now the Delhi police's special cell team is also looking at, and they are also assisting the NIA team, which is also basically looking at the larger nexus, a larger network which was at play, in which what we have seen that Dr. Muzammil was one of the key persons who was basically in touch with Maulvi Irfan. Maulvi Irfan was the plan member number one who basically got these ideas of Jash terror module from Umar bin Khattab. Umar bin Khattab was a Pakistani-based handler who was basically giving this nefarious plot to Maulvi Irfan. And Maulvi Irfan was the person, he was the link person who was basically giving these details to the doctor-based module in the Delhi NCR region. And after that, what we have seen that several arrests were made. And in this case, Raisha, what we have seen also that Dr. Adil Rathar's arrest was a very significant blow to this very terror module, and after which what we have seen that then Muzammil was arrested, Dr. Shaheen was arrested. So right now NIA has tightened its screw in this very case, and so far they have apprehended 2 more persons to basically advance this very investigation in that direction.
Right, Akil, thanks for getting us low on where things stand and where the investigation is headed to, with 2 co-conspirators being arrested and being produced at the Patiala House Court. All right, let's now tell you how terror doctors were radicalized, which includes Dr. Shaheen, Dr. Muzammil and Dr. Umar. Now, Maulvi Irfan, now let's tell you more about this. Maulvi Irfan Ahmad, he's the one who radicalized all these doctors that you see on your screens right now. Maulvi first came in touch with Dr. Muzammil. That was his first target. And he met Muzammil and Dr. Umar, both these doctors, in 2023. That's when the Maulvi met both these doctors. Now, Muzammil pushed the Jaish terror module. So, Maulvi and Muzammil, both of them, they pushed the Jaish terror module after they met in 2023. Dr. Umar, they then introduced other doctors, because we're seeing that there's perhaps a larger nexus here, including Dr. Shaheen as well, to Maulvi Irfan. Maulvi Irfan then arranged doctors' meeting who all agreed to this Jaish terror module with Jaish terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. We are telling you step by step how these terror doctors are radicalized. So Dr. Shaheen, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Umar, they all meet Jaish terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. There in Jammu and Kashmir, doctors got 2 AK-47 rifles from Jaish terrorists. So this is perhaps how these doctors who perhaps were working at the Al-Falah University there were radicalized by Maulvi Irfan Ahmad. Just a week after the suicide blast that tore through the busy Red Fort stretch on November 10th, killing at least 15 people and injuring dozens, investigators have stumbled upon chilling clues that may redefine the very nature of the attack. A shoe has been recovered from the tire of the Hyundai i20 car that was used by Dr. Umar in the blast. Now, questions are being raised that did Dr. Umar use a shoe bomb? Inside the shoe, investigators discovered a metallic substance, and further, forensic tests revealed traces of the high-grade explosive TATP. In a separate breakthrough, meanwhile, authorities have also found proof that explosives had been placed under the car's rear seat. Meanwhile, intelligence inputs now suggest that the Jaish-e-Mohammed group had recently procured a large quantity of TATP reportedly for a planned attack. In other news that we are tracking on the 10/11 bomb blast, trouble perhaps mounts for Al-Falah University authorities at this point of time. Enforcement Directorate has now raided the Delhi office of Al-Falah this morning. In fact, not just that, earlier we told you how the NIA took over the case and now the ED has also swung into action. Today, 25 areas, that's the number, 25 linked to Al-Falah has been raided by ED in the National Capital Region. ED has also registered a case over alleged financial irregularities involving the university. As per the ED sources, 9 shell companies have been found to be linked to the group, because earlier, of course, there were major questions being raised as to from where were the funding coming for the Al-Falah University. And now, as per the ED sources, 9, that's the number, 9 shell companies have been found to be linked to the group. And early findings point to multiple financial lapses, all at the Al-Falah University. As per ED, all companies were registered at single address. There was a common phone number and email used for all these companies. Sources also said that EPFO filings of the group were missing and there was minimal salary being distributed through banking channels. Remember, this comes at a time when Delhi police has already registered cases of cheating and forgery against Al-Falah. The university has been associated with the 10/11 Delhi blasts. All these terror doctors are perhaps working there at the Al-Falah University. There have been continuous raids at the university's Faridabad and Delhi campuses since November 10th. And for more on this, my colleague Shubhang is now joining me live. He joined me live from outside the Al-Falah University there in Faridabad. Shubhang, 25 areas of the Al-Falah University has now been raided by the authorities there. What more can you tell us? What is the atmosphere like at the Al-Falah University at this point of time?
Well, certainly, Raisha, what we have also been learning is that the ED since today, in fact, 5:30 a.m. had in fact started raiding several places that were in fact linked to this Al-Falah University and the overall group. But currently, I'm standing just outside the Al-Falah University showing you the visuals. Well, since morning, teams of Haryana Police, teams of Delhi Police Special Cell, EOW Cell, and in fact, the NIA teams have been making rounds in and out outside the university, and the investigation investigation in the entire process is still on, though the ED in fact have not just conducted raids out at the Faridabad campus, but also in the Okhla campus and other 25 premises that are linked to this particular university, as they have found that there were in fact 9 shell companies that are linked to the university and this Al-Falah group. Also, how the funding has been made, because similarly the ED has seen that only a single mobile number, single address have been linked with all these places and all these properties that have been linked with this one university. That is why now ED is making and conducting raids throughout the NCR wherever the properties of this university is found. Remember, this is Al-Falah University, which has been linked with the doctors and the faculty members of the university who are in fact part of the Jaish-e-Mohammed's white collar module. In fact, after the blast outside the Red Fort, the arrests that were simply made were in fact the doctors of this university. Well, we are also learning that this university has been claiming false statements and false claims on its website, stating that they have a NAC accreditation certificate, and also the UGC claims that have been made. So they have also been charged by the Delhi police. 2 FIRs have already been taken under this university police. EOW cell, that means that the economic offences wing have also pressed charges and have started investigating this particular university to find out that how the money laundering has been done in this particular case with this university, how the funds are being taken into the university. That is what now is being probed by the probe agencies. Back to you.
Absolutely, Shubhang. Thanks for getting us the latest there from outside the Al-Falah University, which has perhaps now emerged as the epicenter of terror. Well, there seems to be no end in sight when it comes to trouble for the Al-Falah University and its establishment, already under the scanner in the Delhi Plus probe, as what my colleague Shubhang also just told you about. Now, the brother of the university's chancellor has now been arrested in Hyderabad, and that is related to the 10-11 blast case, and also series of fraud cases dating back to nearly 25 years. More in our next story.
Al-Falah University, the focal point of the investigation in the 10-11 blast probe. In a dramatic development, Hamood Ahmed Siddiqui, the younger brother of Al-Falah University Chancellor Javed Ahmed Siddiqui, has been arrested by Madhya Pradesh police from Hyderabad. Officials say Hamood had been wanted in 3 investment fraud cases registered in Mao back in the year 2000, involving nearly 40 lakh rupees. Police say he allegedly took money from residents, promising 20% returns before disappearing with his family. A 10,000 rupee reward had been declared for his arrest. The police also confirmed that earlier cases from 1988 and 1989 had been filed against him for rioting and attempt to murder. Hamood, now running a private stock market investment firm in Hyderabad, had allegedly severed all ties with Mao after he fled. Officials say he once set up what residents believed was a private bank, promising to double deposits before vanishing. The arrest comes at a time when Al-Falah University in Faridabad is already under investigation in the 10 November Red Fort blast that killed 15 people. The suicide bomber, Dr Umar-un-Nabi, was a former student and faculty member at the university. 2 Delhi police summons have been issued to Chancellor Javed Ahmed Siddiqui in connection with the probe into the Faridabad terror module, and 2 separate cases of forgery and cheating linked to the university's functioning. Sources say investigators are scrutinizing institutional records, financial transactions, and approvals at Al-Falah University, examining whether individuals associated with it played any role in the broader conspiracy. The university, meanwhile, has issued a statement condemning the blast and asserting that it stands with the nation. As the probe widens, from old financial scams to the deadly terror attack, investigators are now mapping Hamood Siddiqui's movements over the past 2 decades, hoping to uncover what may have helped him remain underground. NDTV Bureau Report.
Or hours after the Red Fort suicide bombing, PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti launched a blistering attack on the centre, claiming the poisonous atmosphere created by the government is turning Kashmiri youth into suicide bombers. This comment of the former J&K Chief Minister comes back to back after her controversial remark yesterday as well, where she said that Kashmir's problems were expressed in front of the Red Fort and that the government is perhaps creating a poisonous atmosphere in Jammu and Kashmir. She did not stop there. She went ahead. She accused the Modi government of breaking its promise to take guns away from youngsters, insisting that Jammu and Kashmir's problems remain unresolved despite claims of normalcy. Her comments have now triggered sharp reaction from the BJP. BJP leader Shahnawaz Hussain slammed Mehbooba Mufti for celebrating and justifying terror at India's most iconic monument. Take a listen to the political reactions coming in on this.
वहाँ तो वो हो गया, इतनी जाने कीमती जाने चली गई और जिस तरह चली गई वो इंसान को वो दिल दहल उठता है वो उस वक्त का वो नज़ारा वहाँ जो हुआ था वो देख के। मगर मरकजी सरकार को सोचना पड़ेगा कि आपने यहाँ के नौजवान को वादा किया था तुम्हारे हाथ से पत्थर लेके बंदूक लेके मैं लैपटॉप दूंगा, मगर आज आपने उस नौजवान को सुसाइड बॉम्बर बनाया है।
महबूबा मुफ्ती गलत बयानी कर रही है। महबूबा मुफ्ती आतंक की घटना को पर जश्न मना रही है। वो इस तरह से बयान दे रही हैं कि कश्मीर से वो धमाका अब लाल किले के गेट पे पहुंच गया। वो क्या कहना चाहती? जो आतंकी इसमें शामिल हैं वो बख्शे नहीं जाएंगे और कार्रवाई सब पे हो रही है। दुख की बात यह है कि महबूबा मुफ्ती को जहां लोगों को प्रेरणा देनी चाहिए कि पढ़े लिखे लोग इस तरह के रास्ते पे न जाएं, ये चिंता का विषय है। जिस तरह आतंकियों की साजिश के में शामिल हो रहे हैं पढ़े लिखे लोग, ये दुखद है। लेकिन महबूबा मुफ्ती उसको भी कश्मीर के आतंकवाद को जस्टिफाई करने के लिए वो इस तरह की बयानबाजी कर रही हैं, जो बहुत दुखद है।
महबूबा जी ने क्या कहा, एक दिन वो बीजेपी के हक में बोलती हैं, एक दिन वो बीजेपी के खिलाफ बोलती हैं। पहले तो महबूबा जी ये फैसला कर ले हैं कि वो बीजेपी के खिलाफ हैं या बीजेपी के साथ हैं। तो आज अगर उनका बयान आया है तो मुझे तो नहीं लगता कि वो ऐसा बयान दे सकती हैं। अगर दिया है तो लेकिन उनको कहिए कि आप पहले ये फैसला करें। अगर आप 2019 के बाद की बात करते हैं तो कि हालात ठीक नहीं हैं, तो उनको बोलिए कि हालात ठीक कब थे।